his resume is like a 3-4 pages, so I won't go, all over. But just basically, he is right now. He's one of the most, entrepreneur, and he's one of the most aggressive. He has done so well for the, he has taken the FNCCI to the next step, and we're really proud to have him. I think with his leadership, I think FNCCI and the Nepal will, definitely will promote the business, and we are looking forward. Hopefully, you will make several other visits to Boston and US, and we will be able to take some of the businesses, from here. So your leadership is a really honor. We are very happy to have you, Surajji. Thank you. And a very distinguished guest, and a good friend, and honorable House of Representative, Mr. Donald Wang. He is a very good friend. Proud, for not only for my friend, and he is we are proud to say that in our Asian community, he is a star. He is the first Asian to reach to that high in a house, and we are so fortunate to have with his leadership. Hopefully, he will drag some of our Asian community with him, and because he's always been there for us whenever we need him, and he's there. Representative Donald Wang, it's an honor to have you here. And beside that, Donald is one of he owns the biggest Chinese restaurant in the US, wow. East Coast. I mean, Kowloon, he is the owner, but I don't think that was the right introduction, but he's the owner of Kowloon. So, but he's a great friend, and he has been for Asian community. He's been fighting for a long time in the State House, and he's a good friend of Mitt Romney, and he's a very, very close friend of Mitt Romney. And so, Donald, we are very honored to have you here. That's really great. And we have Donald has a very
I brought 2 citations from the House of Representatives, the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, the House of Representatives. Be hereby known to all that the Massachusetts House of Representatives offers sincere congratulations to Mr.
Durba Kimire
in recognition of his dedicated service in the greater Boston-Nepal community. The entire membership extends its best wishes and express the hope of good fortune and in the future. Given the 22nd day of May 2012 and signed by the Speaker of the House and myself.
He's been a bit of the community. He's been a very pillar to the community. So,
and thank you for all your work.
Thank you.
The next citation is the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, the House of Representatives. Be it hereby known to all that the Massachusetts House of Representatives offer a sincere congratulations to Mr. Suraj
Vaidya
in recognition of creating and building strong friendship between Nepal and the United States. The entire membership extends its very best wishes and express the hope for good fortune continued on given the 22nd day of May 2012, and again signed by the Speaker of the House and myself.
These are very, very honor for our community to receive this kind of honor from the State House, and this is often happens, and this is it's the second time, so it's really an honor, and Donald is there to help us out. This is a very honored, that's a very, anyway, that's. Absolutely. I just wanted to, we want to hear from Suraj and Surajji and and Donald and a few, distinguished guests, and Alan, if you
No, thank you so much. I'm touched, and I think this means a lot, because I think there's a lot more to be done, and we've just started. So I think this tells me that there's so much more to accomplish, and there's so much more that the Nepalese community can really work in building the new Nepal we're all talking about. So thank you very much for this, Balaji. You know, my mission to States was very simple, was to sell Nepal to Americans to invest in Nepal. And probably I think we've succeeded quite a bit. We find a lot of friends in America who are willing to invest in Nepal, who love Nepal, see Nepal in a very different perspective. The fear that we always have of Nepal being projected in the image that we don't want it to be seen is not what a lot of Americans look at Nepal as. So I think there's a lot of good friends in States. We met a lot of people from the US government in Washington, D.C. We spent about 4 days. We were 14 of us. And for the first time, you know, the Nepalese group had 4 women as a part of the delegation. That itself, in many ways, shows the change in what we're trying to achieve. Because in the past, there were all men that sort of took Nepal as a thing. But we think women represent a very important part of it. That was the starting mission that we had. We have commitment from the US government to continue support. But the message that we try to give to the US government was time has come now for the government to work with the private sector of Nepal and to look at areas to create jobs, to create employment, and to create investment. Because governments have been working with Nepal in government to government, in helping Nepal, in education and in health. We were very fortunate, Balaji, thank you so much. The NRN America chapter has been kind to us. We met the people in Washington, D.C., we met the group in Baltimore, we met the group in New York, and today we're meeting. And it almost feels like we're back home. And what really impressed me the most is the love for your country that you have, in spite of the fact you're so far away. And the feeling of wanting to do so much for Nepal. And I think every person that I spoke throughout my trip here wants to do something back home. And I just feel that is overwhelming, and I think it's something that I'm going to take back and to make sure that we at least in some manner can meet up to your expectation of what Nepal needs to be. We are going through a very tough time. The changes are tough. It's not going to be easy. NRN's discussion on dual citizenship is something that I'll go back and I'll take this up with the Prime Minister of Nepal. We will put this case very strongly to him. We'll also express the interest and what you want to do for the Nepali people when you go back. So I think I've just spoken to Dr. Saab, you just mentioned. I've spoken just now to wonderful work that you're doing in Assam. I'm sure you're doing a lot more in Nepal. So everybody's doing something for that. But I think you do have a problem. You have a problem in terms of linking your ideas in putting them into reality. And I offer FNCC as a bridge to your wanting to do to make it a reality in Nepal. So probably that sort of a bridge is going to be very important. There was something that I learned in Washington, D.C. The Nepali people in America, you're the living bridge for Nepal. You're the ones that we need to work through. Embassy is all very good, but probably what will impress people is your good words about Nepal to say that Nepal is ready for investment. I believe, in spite of all the problems that we have a great future. We've got a wonderful country that's coming up, and probably your support would be something that we look forward to. And I really want to thank you for this. No, thank you. Thank you so much.
Alan, you want to say a few words for the thing? Dr.
That's fine.
So Dr. Saab should be introduced in a slightly different way, I would think. He has been working on peace, all right? He and his group of young people have worked, so probably you want to talk about that a little bit. He's got his books that's come out in all the agreements that have been made between all political parties in every peace and the constitution making. And he is somebody I look up to very much.
Well, you already said everything.
Actually, I have not done it justice because I received the email, but I didn't have a chance to print it. And so I really my apology.
Yeah, today I'm just lucky by chance, and I'm very proud and very glad to be here. And basically, I work something different than Suraj does in Nepal. I'm the advisor of President Carter for last 6 years, and right now I'm the focal point. And since Nepal is really going towards the peace, then our work is being minimized. And now our work, I think we working together in Nepal, and we are putting together everything, what are the agreements done in the past, and what were those agreements for, and what were implemented and what are not. So these are the things we have been doing, and in the future, our work is to really, right now we are observing constitution writing, and in the future also, so our work will be monitoring what Nepal will be really progressing towards the peace. So that is what I've been doing. Apart from that, I am a development worker in Nepal. So I've been doing that development work for since I graduated from the university. I'm an agriculture graduate and did some of the management course from the Harvard also. So yeah, I have a plan, and also I have a proposal for Nepali communities, which I'm gonna really put forward. And so this time, I am just here for my personal trip, and my son is just graduated from the Brandeis. So that's, and I was invited, and thank you very much. And with all these great communities, so thank you very much.
Donald, Honorable.
First, I would like to say it's an honor to be here, and you have made the first step of coming from Nepal to come here. And this is what the U.S. is made of. It's made of all immigrants, and it's like a cake. The people from Nepal is part of the cake. You're a piece of the cake, and we need your help. But first, we need your friendship and having great relations. But we also need people from Nepal in our government so that you will have a voice. But till that time, let me be a voice. Let me be up there. Would you have any problems? Let me speak for you. But let's cultivate some Nepalians to come up and be part of government. And that's the only way we're going to get things done, by working together. It's just like a hand. We have so many fingers. We need them all to work together to accomplish things. And again, thank you for having me here.
Thank you all. It's a really pleasure. I mean, it's for our community. All of you is like a pillar, and we want.